Ever found yourself in a situation where your girlfriend's male friends seem a little too friendly? Ah, yes, the classic dilemma, a tale as old as time itself. Welcome to the Boundary Conundrum, a place where discomfort brews and confusion reigns. You see, setting boundaries in relationships isn't just a good idea, it's essential. Just as a country has its borders, a relationship too should have its boundaries. And no, we're not talking about that kind of border where you need a visa to cross, but a kind of boundary that ensures respect, trust, and most importantly, dignity. Now, you might be wondering why we're focusing on your girlfriend's male friends. Well, it's simple. It's an area that most of us have stumbled into at some point, and let's be honest, it's a tricky one to navigate. Imagine for a moment you're at a party and you see your girlfriend's male friend being overly friendly with her. He's laughing at all her jokes, even the ones that aren't funny, and you're standing there like an extra in your own relationship's movie. Not a great feeling, is it? That's where boundaries come into play. These invisible lines that we draw in our relationships define what's acceptable and what isn't. They help us maintain a sense of self-respect and ensure that our needs and feelings are considered. So let me paint you a picture of a world without boundaries. It's like a football match without any lines. Sure, it might seem like a fun idea at first, but soon you'll have players running all over the place, the ball will be in the stands, and the goalkeeper, well, he's left wondering why he even showed up. And that, my friends, is what we call the Boundary Conundrum. So how can we avoid such uncomfortable situations? Let's delve into the art of setting boundaries. Setting boundaries isn't about building a fort around your partner, but rather about respecting each other's comfort zones. Imagine being in a relationship like Fred and Wilma, a modern Stone Age couple. Fred, a jovial chap, had many female friends before he met Wilma. Wilma, a firecracker herself, had a squad of male buddies. They both knew that to make their relationship work, they needed to respect each other's comfort zones. So, they started the conversation about setting boundaries. It might sound as formal as a United Nations summit, but trust me, it was far from it. Picture Fred with his club and tiger-striped tie, trying to lay down the law. Wilma, he'd say, "I don't want you wrestling with Barney when I'm not around." And Wilma, with her pearls and that sassy smirk, would retort, "Fred, I don't want you clubbing with Betty after sunset." You see, setting boundaries isn't about hiring the boundary police to keep an eye on your partner. It's about ensuring that both of you are comfortable and secure in your relationship. It's about respecting each other's dignity and ensuring proper treatment. The idea is not to control each other's lives, but to build a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. Now, let's not confuse boundaries with restrictions. Restrictions are like those annoying pop-up ads, while boundaries are more like the terms and conditions of a software update. You know they are there for a reason, and while you might not read them word for word, you know they are important for the smooth functioning of your system, or in this case, your relationship. And just like Fred and Wilma, it's essential to sprinkle a dash of humor when setting boundaries. It makes the process less rigid and more of a mutual understanding. After all, who wants to live under the constant surveillance of the boundary police? Remember, it's not about control, it's about respect. Setting boundaries is an art, and like any art form, it takes practice and understanding. So, let's continue to explore this fascinating world of setting boundaries in our next scene. Stay tuned, eh? Before we continue our boundary exploration, do us a favor. Give that like button a click. It's a small action, but it makes a world of difference for us. Want to be the first to get our latest insights on navigating the modern world's dynamics? Hit the subscribe button and join us on this exciting journey. Picture it as subscribing for more boundary adventures. Because let's face it, who doesn't love a good adventure? And hey, while you're at it, go ahead and ring that bell icon too. It's like setting a boundary with the internet, telling it when to notify you about our fresh content. Now that you're part of our community, let's get back to setting those boundaries. Scene script. Setting boundaries is one thing, but how do you communicate them without sounding like a dictator? It's a delicate dance, isn't it? But don't worry, we're here to teach you the steps. Now, imagine you're at a party and there's an exquisite cake on the table. The cake in this case represents your personal space and emotional well-being. You wouldn't want anyone to just come and take a slice without asking, right? That's where our boundary diplomacy comes in. Firstly, it's crucial to be clear about your boundaries. It's like telling the guests at the party, "Hey, this is my cake. I'd appreciate it if you asked before taking a slice." You're laying out the rules. but in a respectful and considerate manner. Next, it's important to communicate these boundaries with kindness. You're not setting up a fortress around your cake and pointing a sword at anyone who comes near. You're simply asking for respect and understanding. It's like saying, I baked this cake with love and care, and I'd appreciate if you treated it the same way. Now let's say someone still decides to take a slice without asking. This is where assertiveness comes into play. You need to let them know that their actions are not acceptable. It's like saying, I noticed you took a slice of my cake without asking. I would appreciate it if you could respect my wishes next time. And here's where the joke comes in. We call this boundary diplomacy. It's like being a diplomat, but instead of negotiating treaties, you're negotiating personal space and respect. It's a tough job, but hey, someone's got to do it. So remember, clear communication is key, and it's always better to have a difficult conversation now than to let resentment build up over time. After all, isn't it better to have a slightly awkward chat than to end up with a half-eaten cake? It's all about communication, folks. Speak your truth, but remember to do it with kindness. So we've ventured into the world of boundaries, but what have we learned? We've discovered that boundaries are not just lines drawn in the sand, but rather firm foundations for healthy relationships. They are the unsung heroes, maintaining the balance and respect in our interactions, especially when it comes to navigating the waters regarding your partner's male friends. We've learned that the art of setting boundaries is not about building walls, but about creating a mutual understanding of what's comfortable and what's not. It's about voicing concerns without causing alarm, and about respecting each other's space while still maintaining closeness. And let's not forget the importance of communicating these boundaries. Remember, it's not about delivering a decree from on high, but about having a conversation, a dialogue that promotes understanding and respect. Imagine Boundaryland as a wonderful amusement park. You wouldn't want someone cutting the line, would you? No, you set the boundary, you respect the cue, and everyone gets to enjoy the ride. And that, dear friends, is how you navigate the tricky terrain of Boundaryland. Until next time, keep those boundaries strong and clear. Hey there, aspiring creators. Ever wondered how to turn your passion into a paycheck? Well, buckle up because we've got something extraordinary for you. Introducing the AI YouTube Automation Masterclass, the ultimate game changer in the world of content creation. Here's what you're about to unlock. Discover the secrets behind making a 5-figure income monthly. Learn the strategies that took us from dreaming to earning and how you can do it too. Imagine making money while you sleep. We'll teach you how to create content that works for you, allowing you to enjoy the fruits of your labor with just 3 days of dedicated effort. Watch your channel skyrocket as we spill the beans on how we've successfully grown 4 channels from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers. It's not just a class, it's a proven formula for YouTube success. Say goodbye to your traditional job and hello to a life of freedom. Take control of your destiny, work only 3 days a week, and spend quality time with your loved ones while making 10 times your current income. But here's the real kicker. Be an early adopter of artificial intelligence in content creation. Don't be left behind. Be a pioneer in the AI revolution. Get in early and let AI be your creative ally. It's not just about making videos, it's about making history. So, are you ready to unleash the power of AI and become the next YouTube sensation? Click the link below, join the AI YouTube Automation Masterclass, and let's turn your dreams into reality.